Hey guys, I decided that I wanted to start researching words that I have heard before, but I do not really know a lot about. These videos that I'll be doing will have all my sources listed in the description from where I got my information, so if you do not believe me, you can look it up for yourself. These are educational and informational, and I hope you learned something that you thought was interesting. Anyways guys, buckle up, strap on your helmet, and let's get to it. Before we get into cuneiform, let's figure out the system that they had before. They used writing tokens impressed on the outside of a clay-like ball in order to record transactions. Writing tokens were clay designs that represented different animals and crops like cattle. They eventually realized that they could draw the tokens instead of impressing them in clay, and this ended up leading to cuneiform. Now that we know what came before, cuneiform is an ancient writing that used a web-shaped technique impressed into soft clay with at first pictographs and then later developed a system that works somewhat like modern-day words. Sumerians were the first civilization to use cuneiform, and so most of the examples we'll be using today will focus around them. But hold with me as I butcher the rest of the languages that also use the technique of cuneiform. These include Akkadian, Eblet, Elamite, Hittite, Hurrian, Luwian, Eurasian, and Old Persian. One of the cool things I found out from researching this is that the oldest recorded song ever found was written in the Hurrian language. That's over 3,000 years old. A few interpretations of the song were made today, and we're going to take a listen to one of them right now, and the other one I will use for the end of the video. So now, after listening to the true classical music, let's take a look at how many of these tablets we actually have translated. Now, this was an older article that I found with this information, but considering the first modern translation was in the mid-19th century, I think it's safe to assume that this estimate is still pretty relevant. It's estimated that only 1/10 of the 300,000 tablets that we have today have been read even once in modern times. And like I said, this was according to a professor at Johns Hopkins University in 2003. And the reasoning behind this is only a few hundred people can read them. And it takes a lot of time due to the fact that in the same language, cuneiform changed over time where different symbols had a different meaning, and access is sometimes very expensive, and politics play a big part in deciphering the rest of the tablets. In order to help with this process, Johns Hopkins invented Unicode 5 in 2006, which is a document that can help decipher these texts. Currently in May 2019, I think it's at version 12, and they have 137,929 characters that can be deciphered, and this document is over 1,000 pages long. Okay, so the first thing the document does is it figures out what language exactly you have on your tablet. Since there's so many languages that it could be, there's a lot of different pages that they have to have just to cover that basis. And then I'm pretty sure it's a separate document that you have to go into that has all of the letters that they have found, and then you can match them up to figure out what word is being said or what letter is being written. Their document was a little confusing, so if I got this wrong and anybody knows, just please tell me in the comments what exactly it is, and I will highlight the top comment if it's pertinent to this. Now the big question we have is what happened to cuneiform? To put it simply, it evolved into our current day writing system. The Phoenicians are generally credited with creating the alphabet in most history classes. According to ancient.eu, they were not the creators but rather the marketers of the system. They exported it to most cities on the Mediterranean. The Phoenicians' contribution to the alphabet simply made writing easier and easier to translate across different cultures. That is why they're given credit in creating the alphabet, but it is a lot more complex than it's made out to seem. Anyways guys, I hope you learned something interesting about cuneiform, and there's also a lot more you can learn about it if you research it yourself, but this is just a small sample of what cuneiform is. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. Have a good day, and peace.